huge, huge weekend box office report. We've got, obviously, still number one, Super Mario Galaxy, but we've got a lot of news coming out. We got a lot of movies coming out, and I've got one review, and it's going to be very, very quick on the new movie Thrash. Let's go.
Fucking go! Let's fucking go.
Whoop. Here I come. Oh, here I come. Oh.
We will watch your career with great interest.
You are such a kid.
This is where the fun begins.
It's showtime. And here we go.
Welcome into another edition of the Movie Geek Podcast. I'm your host, George T., and this is your box office report. Like I said in the intro, it is going to be huge. There is a ton of things coming up, and I will let you know how I'm going to release them. If you've seen already this week, Monday and Tuesday, Monday and yesterday, I put up some trailer reactions. There's going to be a ton more of that stuff, and I will get to all of that very soon. Let's get to the weekend box office. So, last week's number 5 fell all the way to number 8, Reminders of Him. We had 2 movies come out that didn't crack the top 5. Faces of Death and Exit 8 finished 6th and 7th. And the reason why I'm asking about this is because the box office really didn't change much. So let's get to the top 5. Hoppers finished 4th, was 4th, finished 5th at 4.1, so it's still going pretty strong. Opening on its opening weekend in 4th, You, Me, and Tuscany, making $8 million. So I figured it was going to probably make a run in the top 5. I knew it probably wasn't going to be able to knock down Super Mario Galaxy, but you never know these days. You really don't. And then 1, 2, and 3 stay the same. The Drama, 8.7 in 3rd, Project Hail Mary, 24.5, and Super Mario Galaxy making another $69 million. So there is your box office. So I'm going to repeat it one more time. Number 5, Hoppers. Number 4, You, Me, and Tuscany. The Drama, Project Hail Mary, and Super Mario Galaxy round up your top 5 for the week. Now, let's get into some of what's coming out this week. Today is on Prime. We've got 2 things coming out. The documentary about Jerry West, Jerry West, the logo. So this is, Jerry West is, is a great ball player, and he's done a lot for the NBA. Well, this is a documentary on how he became the logo of the NBA. So it looks very fascinating. I kind of know the lore of it. I want to see how this documentary comes out. And then we've got, obviously, a buddy comedy. We love buddy comedies on Prime. So we're getting, first up, Balls Up. 2 marketeers pitch a bold new condom World Cup sponsorship. After a booze-fueled scandal, they must outrun chaos to survive. You've got Mark Wahlberg, you've got Paul Walter Hauser, you got Sacha Baron Cohen, and you got Molly Shannon. It's just a recipe for chaos. So again, we've had a lot of these buddy comedies from Prime. It seems like they're bread and butter kind of thing. Some of them have tailed off recently. Hopefully this will be pretty good. We shall see. All right, let's get into Friday's schedule. We got Waste Man. As his parole nears, Taylor, played by David Josephson, is hopeful to reconnect with the son he's never met. However, when his new cellmate tries to climb the prison hierarchy, it puts his chances at freedom and his life in jeopardy. So, this is a small release film, and it looks pretty interesting. So, um, Panda Plan 2, The Magical Tribe. I didn't even know there was Panda Plan 1. But giant Panda Bear, Hoo Hoo, and Jackie Chan accidentally stumble into a mysterious primitive tribe, beginning an unprecedented and hilarious adventure. Can't say that I would know what this is about. But if you saw the first one, you'll probably be interested in the second one. But I didn't even know there was one. Next up, we've got Miles and Kicks. So, a 24-year-old music critic gets romantically involved with a member of an indie band she decides to publicize. So, another one of these coming-of-age rock band or rock-loving, uh, you know, movies. There's been a lot of those in the last couple of years, I think. Um, all right, we got a Spanish movie coming out as well. Mad Bills to Pay. Rico's summer involves pursuing girls and selling homemade cocktails at Orchard Beach. His girlfriend Destiny stays with his family, leading to complications that disrupt his carefree lifestyle. Um, you know, it's one of those wild trips. So, then we got Glenn Rothian, two brothers following a violent exchange with their father on the day of their mother's funeral. The younger of the two left their Highland home for America. After 40 years, they reunite in the land of their birth. Brian Cox and Alan Cummings star in this film. So, um, another one of these, long lost siblings trying to reconnect after years. Now we get a documentary, Lauren. This follows Lauren Michaels, who redefined television culture and comedy as the creator of Saturday Night Live. This features interviews from a gaggle of people. So I don't know what. I would assume Peacock would have this when it gets to streaming, which will probably be very soon. But they're putting this out in the theaters, and then, like I said, I think it'll be on Peacock. Um, so I'm trying to figure out what other um, entity would have an NBC service, but I know for sure Peacock does have that. Um, this is a German film. I'm going to try to pronounce this as best I can. Europcha? I have no idea. Uh, a woman reconnects with an old friend while visiting Warsaw, Poland with her boyfriend. Take it for what it is, I guess. We got an Arabic film called Eagles of the Republic. Pressured by European authorities, actor George Fema, played by Faris, reluctantly agrees to star in a government-backed prestige film. Drawn into a dangerous affair with a general's wife, he soon gets ensnared in a world where desire, loyalty, and cinematic illusion collide with forces far beyond his control. Wild. Wild stuff here. Yeah. We've got Busboys coming out. Um, this is uh, a slapstick comedy. A pair of idiot friends believes that if they become waiters, all of their problems will be solved. Uh, they aren't entirely wrong, but they aren't entirely right. David Spade and Theo Vaughn star in this film, so take that with a grain of salt as well. I'm going to say it's probably not that good. I mean, I did see the trailer. I still don't think it's good. We have a Canadian film coming out, Blue Heron. A family of six settles into their new home on Vancouver Island as interior dynamics get revealed through the eyes of the youngest child. So, um, they're moving into a new home. Um, there's plenty of new dynamics, um, but it is told from the youngest child's point of view. So they've been they've done a few of these films in the past, and they've done pretty well. Um, when they get to the streaming services. So this actually looks pretty decent. We've got a German film called M. Rum. In 1945, Arum Island, 12-year-old Nanning hunts seals, fishes at night, and farms to help feed his family. Life feels idle, idyllic on the windswept isles until peace reveals an unexpected danger close to home. So, um, this little kid on the island trying to help his family, and danger comes crawling. All right, let's look at. We've got Ballistic. Uh, a woman embarks on a quest for revenge when she discovers the bullet that killed her son in Afghanistan was made at the ammunition factory where she works. Her search for the truth soon leads her down a dark path of deception and lies. This is starring Lena Headley. Um, it looks pretty good. It's kind of like, I want to say it's like um, Peppermint, but obviously a different tone. But I'm seeing that it could be like Peppermint, and Peppermint was really good. So um, this is going to be on my list to see at some point. Then we've got Normal. So obviously, if you've liked Nobody and Nobody 2, this will be right up your alley. The new sheriff of a small town in Minnesota uncovers a dark secret while investigating a botched bank robbery. Um, Lena Headley also stars in this film, Henry Winkler and Bob Odenkirk. Uh, obviously and that's why I mentioned um, the other two movies. So that is in theaters this week. Mother Mary. Uh, this looks wild, and I definitely want to see this. I don't know if I'll have the time to this weekend, but long buried wounds rise to the surface when icon pop star Mother Mary, played by Anne Hathaway, reunites with her estranged best friend and former costume designer on the eve of her comeback performance. Michaela Cole is also starring in this film as her estranged best friend. So the preview of this is wild. I believe I dropped the trailer for it at the beginning of the month because this was one of my top movies to view for this month of April. So, like I said, I will definitely check it out. All right, we have one last film, and I'm going to say this because it needs to be said. Lee Cronin's The Mummy. is not a sequel to Brendan Fraser's Mummy. Let me explain this. Uh, this movie has had its critics, but it's also had fans completely lost in this. They see the Mummy and think because Mummy 4 uh, was scheduled to start filming soon, and Brendan Fraser and Rachel Weisz were coming back, people assumed that this was the Mummy 4. Blumhouse decided to put out on their social media platforms every day for like a week and a half. This has nothing to do with Brendan Fraser. This is a completely different Mummy movie. Crazy to think of this, right? Crazy to think that that people put two and two together and thought it was Brendan Fraser film. Um, I heard also that the critics thought, like, well, you know, we were kind of confused by it. So I don't know what this means for this movie, but I did drop a trailer for this because it looked very interesting. But the little daughter, played by Billy Roy, of a journalist, disappears in the desert without a trace. 8 years later, the broken family is shocked when she's returned to them. However, what should be a joyous reunion soon turns into a living nightmare as she starts to transform into something terribly, truly horrifying. Jack Reznor and May Colmaway star in this film. So again, I don't know what this film is really, because um, it's a wild premise that a little girl just disappears into a sarcophagus and then, is reunited 8 years later when somebody digs up the sarcophagus. Wild to think about. And maybe that's why people were confused. So I don't know if this is going to be any good. I don't know if it makes a run at the top, but horror movies have done pretty well. If I had my bet, I would say Mother Mary. Although Normal might actually have a little bit of a following because, again, with the success of Nobody and Nobody 2, it's possible. I still think the top two will stay the same. That's my guess. Okay, so let's get into the news part. So this is wild. Um, I'm going to say a couple of things about what I've read about, and then I'm going to briefly go over Cinemacon right now. So let's get to this first. There is going to be a soft reboot of Child's Play in the works. So the original creator of Child's Play is coming back to soft reboot it, which means we're going to get more Chucky. However, this is like a reboot of the original concepts from the first film. However, it will not deviate from the timeline of the TV show that just got canceled. I don't know. Sounds weird. Sounds crazy. But again, why are we doing this? I think now every week now I just look and say, my God, what are we doing? No, I mean, seriously, what are we doing? And now, again, sadly, Jurassic World is getting a sequel. Rumor has it that reboot's theatrical release made a lot of money, so guess what? We gotta make another one. Yep. Universal Pictures has Johansson and the filmmaker Garrett Edwards to return to make a sequel to Rebirth. No, let's not. I know it says rumor of a sequel and they're working on it. No, it's just not. There's really nothing you can do more, to be fair. A little bit of good news is for you gamers. Helldivers, I guess, has been a very popular video game on the platforms. Jason Momoa has been dying to do a video game movie, and guess what? He's got his wish because apparently Helldivers is going to be adapted into a movie, and they will be starring Jason Momoa. We don't have a lot of confirmation on this, but it did come up in my news feed. So crazy stuff. Cinemacon has been dropping trailer after trailer after trailer, and that is why I'm going to continue this week. I'm going to drop 2 trailer reactions a day, so hopefully you guys will find one of them interesting enough to watch, or maybe you just want to see, if you haven't seen them already, trailers for new stuff. But I do have this interesting tidbit about Doomsday. So, Doomsday has been screened or test screened at Cinemacon. Now, there's no leaks. I mean, there's probably plenty of leaks out there, but I want to stay away from the leaks. The only thing we have heard about the test screening is this is on the level of Avengers Infinity War. Can I just say, exciting. Absolutely exciting. If that is what we're looking forward to Doomsday, I will watch it a million times. Just saying. So hopefully it will be as good as they are saying. There is a bunch of different things that are out there. I'm waiting until the end of Cinemacon to see if they drop a trailer for it, or they will drop a few more things. Also, Sony put out their new lineup, obviously Jumanji, the new Resident Evil, and new footage from Spider-Man: Brand New Day. Also, we finally got a date for Spider-Man into the Spideyverse. The epic conclusion of this will be June 13th of 2027. Let's hope. It has been pushed back so many times. We gotta finish this thing. We gotta finish it. The first 2 have been really good. We gotta finish this though. So hopefully it will be done very soon. So again, I will be dropping trailers from Cinemacon. I will also try to update in those trailers anything big and exciting. I know that there's movies that have been mentioned and the trailers are dropping, so it's hard to get all that information. But as Cinemacon goes along, I'll try to keep you guys updated. And then finally, we got one quick review of the movie Thrash on Netflix. Here's my quick review. Thrash is trash. Absolute trash. They, as I said when I did my weekend box office report last weekend, that it's basically Crawl, but with different aspects and sharks. All you need to know is that sharks go into town, start eating people. Also, a woman who is going to give birth gives birth while in the water and survives a shark attack. That's it. I throw my hands up. I watched it for you so that you don't have to. Save you an hour and a half. But if you've seen it, let me know if you liked it. I know critics liked it, or I don't know. They also thought Under Paris was good. Garbage. And I know they're making a sequel to that too. just flat out garbage. Alright, so that is it for the weekend box office. Like I said, there's a lot of movies coming out. We have the box office report and what I'm doing with the Cinemacon that's going on right now. I will try to update you guys along. Maybe I'll do it while I'm doing trailer reviews. And are you guys liking trailer reactions? I don't have any feedback really, other than a couple of comments here or there about the movie, and hopefully this movie's going to be good and that sort of thing. But let's let me know, like, if you guys think this is a good idea, or should I group them together, make one long show? That's something I've toyed with too. But I just want to hear your feedback. Other than that, I will see you all at the movies.
You like that, baby? Let him know where I came from, yeah!
See you next time. Bye.
Waiting for you. Goodbye. Goodbye. Bye. Goodbye. Hasta la vista, baby.
That's all, folks.